Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Tyreek Hill, one of the NFL's most electrifying wide receivers, has been at the center of a storm of trade rumors following the Miami Dolphins' disappointing 2023 campaign. After a tough loss in Week 18 to the New York Jets, Hill seemed to hint at an exit, saying he was opening the door to leaving Miami. Those comments immediately sparked a frenzy among fans and analysts alike, igniting speculation about his future. Despite this, Hill swiftly walked back his statements, offering a sincere apology to quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, emphasizing his commitment to the team. The Dolphins front office moved quickly to calm tensions and reaffirm their support for Hill, who remains a vital part of their offensive strategy. His speed and playmaking ability are still unmatched, even if his numbers dipped somewhat last season. This episode revealed the pressure and emotions that come with being a star athlete striving for team success in a highly competitive league. Hill's 2024 season saw him put up 959 yards, which, while respectable, was below the elite standards he has set in past years. Nonetheless, his unique skill set makes him one of the most dangerous weapons in the NFL. Miami's offense is built around his explosive speed and ability to break open games, and there's no doubt that the Dolphins want to keep him as their centerpiece. Despite the challenges of the last season and some of the trade chatter, Hill's loyalty to the Dolphins appears intact. It's clear that the organization is committed to building around him and Tagovailoa, trusting that when healthy, this duo can carry Miami back into playoff contention. The initial outburst from Hill seemed more an expression of frustration than a true desire to leave, showing the passion and high stakes involved in Miami's quest for success. The trade rumors didn't just come from fans and casual observers. Respected media outlets like Gridiron Heroics noted that talks about Hill's potential departure continued to circulate well into the offseason. However, Jeff Kerr of CBS Sports pushed back on those narratives, labeling the trade speculation as an overreaction. Kerr's stance reflects a growing consensus among insiders that Miami values Hill too highly to entertain trading him, especially with 3 years left on his $120 million contract. The financial implications alone make any potential trade a complicated matter, with a cap hit of $51.8 million looming in 2026. Miami's management has to weigh not just Hill's on-field contributions, but also the salary cap realities when planning their roster. This complex balancing act means any move involving Hill would have to be carefully considered and strategic. Hill's public apology to Tagovailoa also helped to quash the rumors, signaling a renewed sense of unity within the Dolphins' locker room. That moment showed maturity from Hill, acknowledging the impact his words could have on team morale and chemistry. In a league where trust and collaboration are essential, such gestures matter a great deal. It also suggested that the receiver understands his role in Miami's future and wants to be part of the team's eventual breakthrough. With Tagovailoa healthy, Hill's speed and playmaking ability remain a critical piece in Miami's offensive puzzle. The quarterback-receiver connection is vital, and the Dolphins know that maintaining that relationship will be key to any success. This dynamic adds another layer of complexity to any trade rumors, making it difficult to envision Miami letting go of their best offensive weapon. Looking at the bigger picture, the Dolphins' struggles during the 2024 season, marked by Tagovailoa missing 6 games due to injury, exposed some offensive inconsistencies that clearly frustrated Hill. His temporary comments about leaving reflected the tension of an underperforming team desperate to find his footing. Despite these challenges, Hill's overall contributions have been undeniable. In the 2023 season alone, he amassed 1,399 yards and 13 touchdowns, statistics that demonstrate his ability to change the course of games. Miami's front office is undoubtedly aware of Hill's importance as they strategize for a stronger 2025 playoff push. The question isn't about whether Hill can produce, but rather whether the team can build the right support around him to maximize his talents. In this context, trading Hill would seem counterintuitive. The financial side of the equation is another significant factor influencing Hill's future with the Dolphins. His contract, worth $120 million over multiple years, is a major commitment from the team. The substantial cap hit projected for 2026 means that moving Hill would have serious implications for Miami's salary cap flexibility. Teams interested in acquiring him would need to absorb that financial burden, which could limit trade options. Meanwhile, Miami must balance their budget while trying to assemble a competitive roster capable of contending in the tough AFC East. Hill's contract is a double-edged sword. It reflects his elite talent, but also ties the Dolphins financially to a player they clearly want to keep. This financial complexity adds to the likelihood that Miami will keep Hill on board rather than trade him away. Fans and analysts continue to debate whether Hill will ultimately stay with the Dolphins or seek a fresh start elsewhere, but the evidence points toward loyalty and patience. Hill's quick retraction of his departure hints at his desire to resolve internal frustrations rather than abandon the team. Furthermore, Miami's offensive philosophy relies heavily on Hill's ability to stretch the field and open up passing lanes for Tagovailoa. Losing Hill would require a major overhaul of their offensive scheme, which the Dolphins are unlikely to undertake mid-project. The 2024 season was a setback, but it also underscored the importance of Hill's presence in Miami's offense. In a high-stakes league where continuity can be crucial, Hill staying put makes strategic sense for both player and franchise. The upcoming seasons will be critical in determining Hill's legacy with the Dolphins. If he can return to form and Tagovailoa stays healthy, Miami could be poised for a deep playoff run. The chemistry between the two has shown flashes of brilliance, and that connection could be the foundation for sustained success. Miami's fans remain hopeful that the frustration of recent seasons is behind them, and that Hill's talents will continue to electrify stadiums in South Beach. Hill's ability to stay focused and motivated despite external noise will be crucial to this turnaround. For now, it seems the door he once opened might be closing again as he recommits to his role with the Dolphins, eager to lead the team toward long-awaited glory. In summary, despite the initial shockwave caused by Hill's comments after the Week 18 loss, the Miami Dolphins and Tyreek Hill appear to be aligned in their goals moving forward. The trade rumors, while persistent, have been tempered by Hill's apology and the practical considerations surrounding his contract and importance to the offense. Miami's struggles last season revealed areas that need improvement, but Hill's game-changing talent remains at the core of the team's offensive identity. As the Dolphins prepare for a crucial 2025 season, all signs point to Hill staying loyal and continuing to play a central role in Miami's pursuit of NFL success. The question now is not if Hill will stay, but how far he can lead the Dolphins on the road to championship contention. Only time will truly reveal the outcome of this unfolding story. Still with us? Then show some love, hit that like button, and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week? The NFL world has been buzzing with a wave of speculation surrounding RASUL Douglas, and the latest whispers coming out of league circles are pointing toward a shocking potential development. RASUL Douglas might be headed to the Miami Dolphins on a massive 4-year contract. While no official announcement has been made, insiders close to both the player and the organization have hinted at ongoing talks that could change the entire dynamic of the Dolphins' defense. Imagine the kind of ripple effect this move could create, not just in the AFC East, but across the entire league. This isn't just about acquiring a cornerback. It's about reinforcing a defensive identity that Miami has been shaping for years. If there's even a sliver of truth to this rumor, fans should brace themselves for a major shakeup. Could this be the missing piece Miami needs to truly compete for a Super Bowl? Many think so. Let's break down why RASUL Douglas would be such a transformative figure in the Dolphins secondary. The 28-year-old veteran has established himself as one of the more underrated cornerbacks in the league, especially over the last couple of seasons. Known for his physical style of play, sharp football IQ, and ball hawking abilities, Douglas brings a blend of experience and aggression that could complement Miami's existing core perfectly. The Dolphins already have talent in their secondary, but depth and consistency have been recurring issues. Adding someone like RASUL could instantly raise the floor and ceiling of the defense. He's not just a plug-and-play guy, he's a culture shifter. When you think about it, this potential move fits the Dolphins' recent trend of being bold in free agency. Remember their aggressive pursuit of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey? This would be another high-impact addition to that mold. It's bold, it's strategic, and it makes sense. Now, it's important to remember that these rumors, while growing in intensity, are still unconfirmed. But the smoke surrounding this story is thick. Multiple independent sources have reported seeing RASUL Douglas's agent in the vicinity of Dolphins facilities earlier this week. Some even claim to have spotted Douglas himself having dinner with members of the Miami coaching staff at a private location in Fort Lauderdale. Coincidence? Maybe. But in the NFL, high-level contract talks are rarely left to chance. When these kinds of meetings start to leak, it usually means something bigger is brewing behind the scenes. The timing also aligns suspiciously well with recent roster moves made by Miami, particularly a few surprising contract restructures that freed up cap space. Could that have been a strategic prelude to this potential signing? The dots are beginning to connect, and fans are definitely taking notice. If Douglas does ink a deal with Miami, it's reportedly going to be a 4-year commitment, an unusually long term for a cornerback his age. But that just goes to show how much belief the Dolphins may have in his longevity and leadership. He's proven over and over again that he's capable of locking down elite receivers, and perhaps even more impressively, he's become a respected locker room presence. Think about the mentorship he could offer to the Dolphins' younger DBs. A player like RASUL could be the glue guy, a stabilizing presence who helps elevate everyone around him. That's a luxury most NFL teams can't afford, but Miami might be making that exact investment. The 4-year figure also suggests a certain level of commitment to continuity, something that's often lacking in today's league. For defense, that has dealt with inconsistency. RASUL could be the anchor. Another angle to consider here is how Douglas fits into the broader AFC East narrative. With quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers in the division, stacking your secondary has never been more crucial. Miami knows this, and if they do finalize a deal with RASUL, it will be a direct counterpunch to the aerial threats they'll face multiple times each season. It's not just about talent, it's about strategy. RASUL Douglas offers the kind of versatility that allows defensive coordinators to get creative. He can play outside, he can slide into zone-heavy schemes, and he's smart enough to diagnose plays pre-snap. Those are rare traits. If Miami is indeed chasing a playoff run, and perhaps even more, they'll need players who can deliver in high-pressure moments. RASUL has already proven that he can. Just look at his game-sealing interceptions over the past 2 seasons. Clutch doesn't even begin to describe it. From RASUL's perspective, a move to Miami could also be career-defining. Not only does he get to compete on a playoff-caliber team, but he'd be doing so in a city that's passionate about football and ready to win now. It's no secret that players love the Miami lifestyle, and combining that with a legitimate shot at a Super Bowl ring could be a dream scenario. The Dolphins are trending upward, and with the right moves this offseason, they could become true contenders. If RASUL is indeed part of that vision, it could revitalize his image league-wide and set him up for one of the most successful stretches of his career. And let's not ignore the financial aspect. A 4-year deal likely means significant guaranteed money. That's a strong incentive in any scenario, especially when you're pushing toward the final prime years of your career. Social media has already exploded with speculation, and Dolphins fans are split between cautious optimism and full-blown hype. Some believe this is exactly the type of move Miami needs to break through the playoff ceiling they've been stuck under for years. Others are wondering what this might mean for existing players on the roster. Could this trigger a domino effect? With potential trades or releases? That's often how the NFL works. One big signing can change the shape of an entire team. But regardless of the ripple effects, the one thing that's clear is this: RASUL Douglas joining Miami would not be a quiet acquisition. It would send a message to the rest of the league that the Dolphins aren't playing around. They're building something real. They're building something dangerous, and this could be the next major brick in that foundation. Of course, the other big question is, why now? Why would RASUL Douglas leave a team like the Packers, where he's carved out a significant role, to join Miami? Sources suggest that while he's enjoyed his time in Green Bay, he's looking for a new challenge, a new opportunity to cement his legacy. Miami offers that in spades. It's a team on the rise, hungry for respect and loaded with talent on both sides of the ball. There's a hunger in South Florida that resonates with players like Douglas, competitors who want to be remembered not just as good players, but as winners. And let's be honest, sometimes a change of scenery is exactly what a player needs to elevate to the next level. If RASUL's mindset is championship or bust, then Miami just might be the perfect landing spot. And it looks like the Dolphins are more than willing to welcome him in. As we wait for official confirmation or denial of these growing rumors, one thing is undeniable. The NFL offseason never sleeps, even when you think things have quieted down. A story like this emerges and completely resets the narrative. Rasul Douglas to the Miami Dolphins on a 4-year deal might seem like a fantasy today, but by tomorrow it could be reality. That's how fast things move in this league. All we can do now is keep our eyes on the news wires, refresh our feeds, and wait for that inevitable Schefter or Rappaport tweet that either confirms the dream or kills it. But until then, let the speculation run wild. Let the fans dream. Because sometimes where there's smoke, especially in the NFL, there's fire. And if this rumor has any truth to it, the AFC just got a whole lot more interesting. In the end, whether this rumor becomes fact or fades away like so many others before it, the conversation is sparked is already making waves. It shows how one player's name can ignite the hopes of an entire fan base and send analysts scrambling to assess the ripple effects. Rasul Douglas isn't just a solid cornerback. He's a game changer when deployed correctly. And if the Miami Dolphins are indeed making a push to bring him into the fold, it means they're deadly serious about making a run in 2025 and beyond. So stay alert, stay skeptical, but don't dismiss it. Because this could be more than just another off-season rumor. This could be the beginning of a new chapter in Miami. And if it unfolds the way insiders are hinting, we're all going to be talking about this move for a long, long time. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.